the law provides that Article 219 of the Constitution is quite clear. It gives guidelines on when funds should be dispersed to counties. In fact, it says, a county share of revenue raised by the national government shall be transferred to the county without undue delay, without deductions, except when the transfer has been stopped under Article 225. Mr. Speaker, that article is very clear. And I believe that is the article that Treasury read and went ahead and dispersed the money to counties without getting the approval from the Senate. Mr. Speaker, PFM Act Section 17(7), and I'll read 17(6) first, talks about the National Treasury shall, at the beginning of every month, and in any event no later than the 15th day from the commencement of the month, dispense monies to county government for the expenditures of the following months. And then 7 states as follows: the disbursement referred to in subsection 6 shall be done in accordance with a schedule prepared by the National Treasury in consultation with the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council, with the approval of the Senate, and published in the Gazette as approved not later than the 30th of May in every year. Mr. Speaker, we were giving, I rose on a point of order, and I questioned the statement of facts. And now it is quite clear that even without them being tabled, it is quite evident that the Treasury proceeded and released the money. But why is it that Treasury proceeded and released the money? That is the question that we must ask. Is it because this government want to appear very progressive and proactive in ensuring that they defend counties and they send money to counties to promote devolution? Or is it because even them Treasury themselves violated Section 17, 6, and 7 of the PFM Act, and they wanted to cure it by ensuring that they have sent money in line with Article 219 of the Constitution? If you look, Mr. Speaker, because I was beginning to blame our committee, but when did the committee receive this disbursement schedule from Treasury? Treasury sent it on the 27th June 2023. I've looked at the report which has been submitted by the committee, and the committee said that the reason why we are debating this issue of CARA right now is because there was a delay in passing CARA. I've just consulted that, in fact, with the vice chair, and she has told me clearly that CARA was passed in May. It was passed May 30th. In fact, if it was passed May 30th, I know the Senate and I know the Secretariat are very quick in ensuring that whatever is passed by this House is transmitted to Treasury. So the question is, why did Treasury take a whole month to be able to send the cash disbursement? So when they sent the cash disbursement to the Senate on the 27th of June, the Senate committee took an additional 20 days. So that brings it to July 18th. That is already past the time which is stipulated by the law on when the funds should be transferred to counties. So, Mr. Speaker, the question we must ask ourselves now is this: if really we are attempting to do everything right, is it wrong for the Senate to come out and question and say, why is it that Treasury released the money without their approval? And I dare say it is not. Although the end does not justify, the means, what is it called? The means does not justify the end.
It is called the
end does not justify the
means.
The means. It is important for us to make sure that we do the right thing. And if this government want to be on record in making sure that they send money on time, please make sure that in the next financial year, CARA is passed before May 30th. This disbursement schedule is gazetted by May 30th, so that by the time we start the financial year, you can be able to do what? Release the money by July 15th. Mr. Speaker, I'm among the senators who passed that formula in this House. So I'm aware of all those parameters: poverty index, population, urban, rural. I know all those things, and I even know the percentages. That is not the issue that I was debating. The issue here is on timelines. Let us not appear, because I called the PS of Treasury to be able to confirm that the money has actually been sent to my county, because I follow to ensure the money is sent to my counties. And why do I do that? I do that because I know there are contractors who have been crying on a daily basis. I know that there are people who have committed suicide because counties have not paid them their money. So I wanted to make sure that by the time I call my governor, I want to make sure that any contractor who calls me and tells me my money has not been paid, I can be able to call the governor and say, please call that person because you've received the money. The issue that we must now ask ourselves is, when we violate the law because money has been sent to counties without our approval, did we just pass these laws? Did we pass the PFM Act and put in section 17, 6 and 7, just to be mere, words in the law? Or are they supposed to have a meaning? The issue is this: the Finance Committee has a duty to ensure that Treasury submits the schedules on time. The Finance Committee has a duty to ensure that before May 30th, we have passed CARA. We passed DORA way back in April. Why did we dilly-dally? Why does it take 20 days for the Finance Committee to table this on the floor of the House? Why does it take a month for Treasury to be able to give us a schedule for us to go through it, debate it, and approve it? These are questions that we should be asking. So it is not right that we are now passing the law which has already been overtaken by events. The Constitution is very clear. If this matter had not been, if the timeline have not been prescribed, then we can look at Article 259, subsection 8 of the Constitution. But in this case, it is quite clear that the timelines are there, and we must adhere to those timelines. Albeit with a lot of reservations on how we are applying the rule of law, I also want to speak to governors. The money that we sent from the Senate, although it's very little money, with these economic times, very difficult economic times, I want to plead with you to make sure that you absorb that money. When I spoke to the Treasury today, Treasury said to me, we have a serious problem. We have released monies to counties, but all that money is still lying in central bank. County governments are not absorbing that money. Yet when we go to all our counties, you'll find that our hospitals do not have drugs. When you go to our counties, you'll find that the feeder roads are dilapidated. We talk about having a bumper harvest in some parts of Kenya, not all parts. The drought is now creeping in. In Masai land, we are now busy moving cows because the drought is creeping in. But even the roads that we are using to move our cows, they are dilapidated. Yet we have sent the money. I want to request county governors, now that this Treasury has behaved and they have sent you all your allocation for the last financial year, they have gone ahead in violation of the law and sent you the money for your July, and I believe hopefully we can be able to finish this process within by next week. You will get your other allocation for August. Please put that money to use. Please absorb all the money. Get people to work. Let us not be quick in just employing people. We absorb all the recurrent budgets, and then when it comes to the development budget, we don't touch it because it's a challenge. We have a serious problem, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I want to speak for the future. And I want a time when in the future, there'll be a time when there will be no need to have a supermarket in this country, Mr. Speaker. There will be no need for us to pay for medicine up front. In other developed nations, Mr. Speaker, people stay at home. Suppliers put all their goods in a portal. And only when that good has been ordered is when that supplier is paid. I hope that we can go to that point where someone in Bomet, in a hospital in Bomet, will be able to go online or a hospital there, get the best medicine which is available worldwide, and we don't have to pay. There are systems which are in place. Because the way we are behaving now, where we have to send all the money before anything can be done, it will not help us move forward. We have to think. So finally, let me appreciate the work of the Finance Committee. Even though I had very strong words pushing them to make sure that they do their work on time, I still appreciate what they have done. It's better late than never. And I'm very proud of the Vice Chair, although she gave me wrong information, but I'll cut you some slack. And I appreciate the work you're doing. I hope now that when it comes to oversight, we can then do our job diligently, and we can all hold hands to ensure that we follow this money that we are sending to counties. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.